Everybody, it's mofat here, and well, as you can see, this gameplay is using the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, and it's the Famas. And something else you can't tell about it, but that I know, is that it is actually not my gameplay. This is Apple's gameplay. That's right, I'm commentating over somebody else's gameplay. I've never done this before, so bear with me as I find something to talk about that is both relevant and interesting. I really doubt I'm going to hit both of those. But anyway, alright, so some of the advantages I see here to using the Famas with the Wii Remote is obviously the spraying. It can work so well. I mean, it really can. Like on the long ranges, it's easy enough to stand there and just hold the Wii Remote still. But like right here, we got a great example of the spraying. And it's a little bit hard when you ADS and you can't move over as fast as you like. With the for instance, with the Classic Controller Pro, you can do that. You can aim down sights, mess up, and be like, all right, all I've got to do is just correct my aim a little bit, and I'll be back on track. With the Wii Remote, you can just be like, spray, spray, spray. And not that that's a bad thing. Oh, that was unfortunate. But anyway, not that that's a bad thing. But it works really well. I mean, the Wii Remote just in general is a great spraying tool. I mean, using like the MPL, I've noticed the MPL does good spraying. Really, any submachine gun in the Wii Remote, it sprays just like up like 50%. I mean, and honestly, I consider the Famas to basically be a submachine gun in assault rifle form. Like, I'm a submachine gun trapped in an assault rifle's body, if you will. So it does pretty darn good when you're giving it the spray. And he's doing a pretty good job of stacking up the kills, just lining them up one after the other. Accuracy's not bad, which is something I also think is really beneficial with the Wii Remote and Famas. Like, see, the Famas, it's an accurate weapon. I mean, it's an accurate enough weapon already. I mean, we all know that, right? It's just like, ba-bam, ba-bam, I point at you, I shoot, and it hits you. It's that simple. It's not like using, you know, the stoner or whatever. You can't just point and shoot quite as well with other weapons at a longer distance. But the Famas, it's like, alright, you know, I'm across the map, I point at you, I shoot, I hit you every single time. Why? Because this is the Famas and it's an amazing gun. So, yeah, with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck, you can be like super accurate. You can go for that headshot so much faster and quicker and more precise than you can with a Classic Controller Pro. I mean, I say Classic Controller most of the time and leave out the Pro because nobody uses the regular Classic Controller anymore. Mostly because they don't make them, but still, who would after the Classic Controller Pro was out? I mean, really. But anyway, we're moving past that now, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start talking about Famas and domination. I mean, it's really good. I mean, people can't buy flags, and you can just be like brat bat bat with your Famas while they're next to the flag, and it's a done deal. I mean, hell, you can spam some Nova Gas over there, get a flashbang going, they stand up, they don't know what's going on, they're dizzy, and then you're just like, alright, Famas spray, you are all now dead. Hey, look at that spawn. What kind of a retarded spawn is that? Like, he literally spawned almost dead center of his sights. Now that's just stupid. That's just silly. Silly Treyarch. What's the deal with you? Oh, that's a fantastic spot to have any kind of a gun with a high fire rate. Is right down in that right side next to this house here. Fantastic spot to have a gun with a high fire rate. People come walking out of there all the time and they're completely oblivious to somebody shooting them for some reason. Like, I don't know. See, when I'm coming out of there, I get shot to pieces. But when I'm shooting into there, like, I always stack up like 3-4 kills. No problem. And speaking of stacking kills, ooh, stole that one. Nice apples. But anyway, speaking of stacking kills, he's just kind of moving back and forth between the spawn points and really not even giving them a chance to move here. Good job on that. Really trapping them. Let's look at this guy. He comes out from his spawn, and then, oh, nope. Apple's gonna shoot you. Apple's gonna take you down. I don't know. I think that guy was piloting an RCXD. He looked a little bit weird. It didn't look like he was exactly combat ready. Oh, there's that fantastic knifing range we're all familiar with. Sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's balls. Alright, anyway, moving on to something else. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stick with the subject. Look at this guy. These M60 dudes. Oh man, they drive me freaking crazy. Just sitting there doing nothing but spraying the whole time. He's like, hey everybody, look at me with my M60. It's so good. All I gotta do is hold down the trigger and stay in a corner, and I do relatively well. Kind of like those people who stay in corners and hold down the trigger without an M60. Or they wait for somebody to come by, then they hold down the trigger. Oh, get that guy with a knife. Oh. Man, he is really stacking it up. How many kills is he gonna have by the end of this? I'm really curious to see now. Like I'm kind of just watching the gameplay now. It's pretty sweet. I know there's a lot of Famas hate, but you know what? It's a freaking awesome gun. And some people may not like using it. That's understandable. If someone just doesn't like using it, yeah. That makes sense. Anyway, he's got himself some dogs. He was gonna pull himself up. They had a really good run there. Had a really good run. It looks like this is a compilation of a whole bunch of different matches, actually. I thought it was just the one beginning clip and then a whole lot of Nuketown. But it looks like I was wrong. It's kind of like it's like a mini Taj. It's like a day Taj or whatever that is. You know, I'm really not familiar with the whole Taj lingo thing going on there. I just I knew there was something called a montage. Then I heard people throwing around words like mini Taj and day Taj and Famas Taj. I don't know. I just made that one up. Actually, there's no such thing as Famas Taj. Oh, now there is. Apple's just made one. He made a Famas Taj. Oh, that ACOG is pretty good. I might have to try out that ACOG. It's not bad. Oh, whoops. Man, look at him go. Now, there's this thing with the ACOG versus a red dot sight. And I don't particularly like the ACOG because I feel like all the lines around it kind of just get in the way of everything. But if you're someone who can, wow, very nice knife. If you're someone who can just kind of likes to see something pointing to your center, then I guess ACOG is really good. It really all depends on how you look at it. I like red dot sight because I'm just like, okay, put the dot on the enemy and then fire. And I'm just concentrating on the fact that I've got one solid color in my sight, and then I can shoot once I've lined that up. With the ACOG, I've got like 4 solid black lines pointing to the center, and I'm wanting to line up the stupid black lines, but I know that's not gonna work, so I'm just like, what the F is this? No thank you. Why didn't he help capture that flag? Some more. Oh, underbarrel. Eat it. And now we're seeing him just using the iron sights, which honestly, most of the time nowadays, I would prefer to use the iron sights because, I mean, I can use the red dot sight, I could use the ACOG, I could use the reflex. However, I think that there's a point when your accuracy gets good enough that you can just forego all of the sights, sight attachments, and just do something a little bit, you know, put an attachment on your weapon that's going to do you more good. Like, for instance, ooh, nice. For instance, if you're not running a, oh, what was I going to say? Sights, attachments, benefits. I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of tired right now. I've been up for a while, but... Oh, look at that. That's the end of the video. Well, thanks for watching, everyone.